My buddy chucked a kid in the woods during a cross country race. Senior year of high school, it's the JV championship race. So everybody's running except for the 7 varsity guys. For us, it's like all-star weekend because it's all my buddies like Beef, Griff, 7-5. This is their last race. So it feels like all-star weekend because you're just hanging out and we get to watch the last race of their career. Our senior class ran cross country the way the U played football.
The you, it's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all about the
If you haven't seen that 30 for 30, check it out. We brought all that type of cocky, shit-talking, physicality to cross country, but without any of the championship pedigree. We didn't win shit. So think about what a frustrating opponent that would be for a sport. You're beating us every time we race you, but we're still elbowing you, talking shit, that kind of meet us in the parking lot type of attitude. Even though you're better than us. So we were just menaces to the sport. We had to be the most annoying opponent to see every weekend for your races. For our buddy's last race, there was a nature trail. It's like a horseshoe. So it's a downhill and a sharp 90-degree turn into the woods. And on the outside of this nature trail, the whole edge of it, there was a steep hill drop off to the rest of the woods. So before the race even started, all of our buddies are telling us, just go in the woods and watch, just be ready. So me and my buddy Rosie, the only other senior who wasn't running JV, we go down in the woods and we hear our friends coming before we even see them. Because you hear all this hooting and hollering, they're screaming, "Let's go, here we go." And my buddy Griff had started, I don't know, everyone knows the Kevin Hart clip, "You gonna learn today." They would say that, they would be yelling that in the woods when they came running through. So we hear, "You gonna learn today, baby, here we fucking go." Like it's all this crazy, like, warrior type screaming as they come into the woods. So we're already laughing. Griffin 7-5 go by. They're throwing up gang signs, say what up to us. A couple other seniors go by, and then here comes Beef. And Beef was always middle of the pack runner, but Beef converted himself from a middle linebacker to a cross country runner. So even though he was in cross country shape, he was an absolute freight train out there. He was a locomotive. You did not want to bump into Beef as a little skinny cross country guy. So as Beef comes around the sharp corner in the woods, we see him kind of stumble forward and almost fall. And I'm like, oh shit. I can't really describe it, but when your buddies are running past you, it feels like slow motion because you're just focused on them. You're not focused on, hundreds of other runners going around. When Beef regathers himself, he says, "This kid's fucking shoving me." And we're like, "What?" And he's like, "This kid's stepping on my foot." And so he's saying it as he's coming towards us because we're standing on the side of the nature trail. We see the kid step on his foot again. So Beef literally comes to just about a complete stop, turns around, points his finger, and he just says to the kid, "I'm warning you, don't touch me again," and then keeps running. So we're already hysterical knowing that it's a 2-lap course, so they're going to come through this same section of woods again. Me and my buddy Rosie are just sitting there laughing like, what could possibly happen next? Because every single race, we had some type of verbal confrontation or physical altercation with another team. It never failed. That was just the standard we set. You might beat us in the race, you might be faster than us, but you're going to remember racing against us. You're going to feel us in every single race. So, second lap comes, here comes the group. 7-5 goes by, Griff goes by, a couple other seniors. Here comes Beef. He's stride for stride with the kid who he had just yelled at on the first lap. They come down this hill. Right as they're turning the corner, you see Beef. Hip check, little finish with the shoulder. Kid gets sent into the woods, off the ledge, catches a big tree, he goes down. And Beef goes jogging past us. Me and Rosie are hysterical. Like if you've seen in Practical Jokers where they start laughing and Sal can't stand up, that was me. I'm like hanging on to Rosie, laughing my ass off, and Beef jogs past real casual. I warned you. The kid scrambles up to his feet, comes running. And I think the kid was from Beechwood or Dixie. It was just so hilarious. Probably sat there in the woods and laughed for 30 seconds. We get control of ourselves, go up to watch him finish the race. And afterwards, we come over to Beef. We're like, "Dude, that was fucking hilarious, dude." And he's like, "I warned him. He was stepping on my feet." And we're like, "Yeah, he was. I mean, you warned him." For that to happen on basically our senior class's last race, it was just so fitting because of how we ran cross country the last 4 years. So we're reliving the event, and that was always great. When funny shit happened during races, anyone in front of the event didn't see it, so you get to retell the story 4 or 5 different times to everyone who was in front of Beef. So we are sitting there as a senior class just laughing our asses off, and then all of a sudden, one of our teammates starts walking towards the tent with the kid that Beef took out during the race. And we're like, what the fuck? One of our teammates was family friends with this kid. So he goes and tells our teammate what happened. And it ends up, the kid was cool with it. It was one of those funny, no big deal things. And Beef was real casual when they came over. The kid's like, hey, man, what was that about? Beef's like, shit, I warned you. I told you. And I've got a couple stories about Beef in the wooded sections of cross country races, but oh my gosh, it was so funny. And like I said, just so fitting for our senior class to go out that way. They came hooting and hollering in the woods, and Beef hip checks somebody completely off the course. Me and my cross country buddies, I think that helped propel us to success in the real world because we were so immune to what people thought of us or how we looked on paper. At the time, me and my buddies, we looked at ourselves and said, man, it don't get no better than this. Like, we're making lifelong memories right now. It's good vibes only. Who cares if we win or lose? We're going to go give it our best and see what happens. And, we had a couple good races here and there. Overall, as a senior class, we didn't accomplish anything significant. But I think the impact that we had on not only our senior class, but the cross-country culture at Cufcath, man, I'm telling you, I think we left a lasting impact. At least I like to think so. It was quite the impression that the 2016 cross-country, the XC Bros, as we called ourselves, left on the sport. So as much as we didn't care about running, I have so much respect for anybody who does cross-country or long-distance track for a career at any level, because the miles that you put in and the race that you're running, which is really against yourself, man, that's a brutal experience. But for us, what got us through it is being able to have those laughs together, have those type of memories get made, and that's how we kept the vibes up and got through all those tough miles and those days in the 90-degree heat or the pouring rain. Like those type of moments and memories are what made you say, I can get up and run 30-something miles this week and get ready for the next race. So I really appreciate all my XC bros. You guys know who you are, absolute legends, and can't wait to eventually have them, hopefully someday, come on to Talks with Tom and share their perspective on all these stories. Because, like I said, man, as far as I'm concerned, those guys are some of the funniest human beings, some of the most legendary individuals that I've ever met, and I'm thankful to have spent the time that I did with them. So, to my boys, I salute you. Everyone else, I appreciate all the love and support. We're just going to keep grinding out these stories and see where it takes us. So, hope everyone's good. Be back soon. Talks with Tom.
Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more, see no more. I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get easier? I'll be up and away up the street and bake, but I can't even breathe no more. What's it to me? What can I see? Taking shots by